Welcome back, everyone, to a new episode of Real Talk About Feminism podcasts. Your favorite podcasts. We have the latest. We have the greatest.
I was getting Missy from Wrong Missy.
I know. Yes, we are back with a new episode. Today, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. This is fully you.
It is. I am dressed in mourning for what we're going to talk about because it's a sad reality that we don't think about.
Supporting too in my black.
So today we're just going to be talking about how the amount of labor and work increases for women when they get married, and it's the opposite for men. Something interesting.
Yeah.
That is common in our society.
It is.
Before we do that, let's talk about our obsessions of this week.
Okay, my obsession is I have a little whiteboard calendar in my room, and it's just like a Sunday through Saturday type thing, and it's dry erase, and it has really helped me just kind of get on track with like my routine. And at first, I was like doing an overload of like reminders every day, and first off, I love like sitting down on Sundays and doing like planning out my week. But that was getting overwhelming, and I was realizing that I wasn't actually checking those reminders, and it was just overwhelming. So what I started doing was just putting down my main things that I have going on, and then having a little checklist like at the beginning of the week on Sundays. Like, remember every day I need to clean the litter box and go on my hot girl walk and like read for 10 minutes, do that. But it's really helped me because I see it every day. It's like right across from my bed, and it's just a really good reference to me. So I would highly recommend getting some sort of tangible calendar in your room.
I love that. I need to do it. I started printing out little paper calendar things and doing that every week, but it's not the same. And you also need something that's cute and aesthetic.
Yeah, and like we have our one for the podcast, which we still need to hang up in our new place. But I like it.
Good suggestion.
Yeah.
My obsession is my hair.
Slay.
It's been done for a while now. I went and got it cut and got highlights, but I feel full form.
It looks good.
I know. I'm like, is short hair for me? Like, permanently?
I think it's like everyone needs short hair. Like,
I know. It's short hair season.
Yeah, it is. But like, I keep forgetting sometimes that you dyed your hair, and then I see you and I'm like, dang, that looks so good.
I know. I just feel like it lifted my face.
Yeah.
I feel brighter, lighter.
For sure. I love it.
Thank you. This is your reminder to get your Yin on Fire tickets. It's coming up in a couple weeks.
Yes, you need to get them now.
Yes, we've already mentioned we're doing a couple workshops. Come be with us. Come heal. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And once we go through Yin on Fire and we come back, we're going to recap with you guys and give you everything that happened and our feelings about it and our journeys with that. So look forward to that. And hopefully we'll see you there.
Yep. I have a little life update. I am back in school.
I love this for you.
Yeah, I'm back, and it feels good. It feels a little overwhelming because I'm still working full time. I mean, we're in the same boat, but I'm still working full time. I now have like a full load of classes, and the podcast is like a full-time job. So there's just a lot, but I'm excited about it. I'm back in for graphic design and web design.
Which is perfect for you.
Yeah, this is perfect for me. I already do that stuff at work and for the podcast, but I just wanted to level up especially my graphic design skills. So
I feel like you've taken a different approach with school this time around. And I know it was kind of a hard decision for you, but I'm really happy about it because just for even your career, it's going to be great, but also just like your personal development. I feel like you find meaning in it.
Yeah.
And it's purposeful to you. Like, you don't feel like you're just wasting your time spending money doing whatever.
Right. And like, I am creative. Like, I do have that creative mind at work with the podcast. I'm not saying you don't, but like,
I never thought that, but thank you.
Oh, okay. I didn't want it to come off that way, but yeah, like I'm just, and I recently, like, I did this, like, cool thing called Predictive Index, and at work, so if you don't know about it, look it up. It's really cool. but it was kind of like a human design, but like for your professional life. And like I do have that creative energy and like that independence that I need to get it out. And so I think just like going back and learning, I'm going to get an iPad so that I can design stuff.
iPad girly.
Yeah. So I'm back in school. That's my big update.
It is a big update because
Yeah.
it's been a while.
And I've also preached that I would not go back to school. So
Dad and I have talked about this. Going to school for a specific trade, a specific skill set is so important in today's day and age. Like, I'm going for nursing.
Yeah.
That's important. You're going for graphic design. That's so important for the creative world. And you and I have talked about how there's so many college grads who have a freaking 4-year degree and are still bartending, still dog walking, still babysitting. So,
because they can't get out of it.
It's so frustrating coming from someone who has been in that position.
Right. But when you have that skill, that like
it's specific, it's needed.
Yeah.
So it's a really good choice. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. So you guys will see my progression through school as our graphics get better on Instagram. So
they're already good.
Thank you. But you know, like I wanted to do that. I wanted to level up. So yeah. Any life updates for you or
no?
Sorry. Okay.
I'm sitting here pretty.
All right. Well, your life update is just to remind everyone.
Oh, yes. Always. Please go share the show. Go rate and review. It takes you 1 minute and it makes a world of a difference to us.
It really does. So please go do that.
Please and thank you.
Thanks.
Today's feminist highlight is Dolores Huerta. She's an American labor leader, civil rights activist, and she co-founded the United Farm Workers Association with Cesar Chavez. According to womenshistory.org, Huerta helped organize the 1965 Delano strike of 5,000 grape workers, and she was the lead negotiator in the workers' contracts that followed. Throughout her work with the UFW, which is the United Farm Workers Association, Huerta organized workers, negotiated contracts, advocated for safer working conditions, including the elimination of harmful pesticides, which was a very big deal. We all know how poorly the working conditions were for them.
Yeah.
She also fought for unemployment and healthcare benefits for agricultural workers. Huerta was the driving force behind the nationwide table grape boycotts in the late 1960s that led to a successful union contract by 1970. Throughout her life, she has advocated for workers' rights, fought for equal representation for Hispanic people, and championed women's issues. She has won several awards, including the Eleanor Roosevelt Human Rights Award.
I love doing the feminist highlights because this is not to say that men don't do this, but there are so many women that champion almost like human rights and like these very important issues. And there's so many women that just protect these vulnerable groups.
Right.
And I think it's like that special like nurturing instincts and women just like standing up and being like, no, this isn't right. And I think that as women, like we do have that special gift. And so I just love seeing like it's proven through all the feminist highlights.
What stuck out to me about Dolores was how many people know Cesar Chavez's name. And know his affiliation with this whole movement. Have we ever heard Dolores Huerta?
No.
I haven't.
No.
I even learned about this in school, and we watched a movie on the Chicano people and a lot of the oppression they were facing, especially at this time, and never heard her name.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to do it. I like to bring awareness to women that have been forgotten that have made a huge impact.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Oh, for all you listeners, this is something that's always open. If you have a feminist highlight that, or a woman that you want us to highlight, send it to us because we always love the suggestions.
If it's a man, we'll consider.
Yes.
Okay. You have to send a 5-page essay with that, but no, I'm kidding.
No, but we have highlighted
yes,
men.
we have highlighted men. Also, if there's an important woman in your life that you would like to highlight and she has made a difference in your life, send it to us.
Yeah.
We'll consider sharing.
Yes.
Okay, guys, today's topic, we're talking about marriage and what that means for women and men. As a cynic of marriage myself, this was a fun topic to do. But we never
as a reformed married person.
As a divorcee.
Okay.
I liked your phrasing better.
Yeah, I was trying to be a little more positive, but yeah.
It is weird though to say that.
I know. Okay, this is like not insensitive, but
I know.
like it's low-key a jump scare.
It is a jump scare for me too, because that feels like a past life.
Like when you were doing your FAFSA and it was like divorced, I'm like, whoa.
I know. It's weird. It's
That's
very
crazy.
Weird. Guys, who else is young and divorced and wants to form a group?
Serious.
We can make t-shirts.
Reformed married youngins.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I can laugh at my trauma now. Okay. Okay. So, I feel like as a society, marriage is really celebrated. And I love that because it's a union. It means hopefully you found your person you want to spend forever with. Hopefully it means that you want to build a life together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really talk about what happens after you get married. We're just kind of like, you got married, great. Like, how's married life? How's that going? You know, but we don't focus on this aspect.
Yeah.
And getting married as a woman is different than when you get married as a man. Because when you get married as a woman, it means that you are going to be working more than when you were single.
And this is for heterosexual relationships.
Yes. For this episode, we're going to be talking specifically about traditional gender roles, heterosexual couples, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was inspired from a TikTok that I saw from user @thatdarnchat. And in the video, she was talking about the difference between when women get married and when men get married. And she referenced some articles, some data in this episode that was really interesting.
Ooh, okay, I'm excited.
Yes, you're going to like it. She referenced an article from HuffPost that referenced a study from the University of Michigan. And this study found that on average, when women marry men, they gain 7 additional hours of housework per week.
Ew.
While men lose 1 hour of housework per week.
I hate.
Now, that's only if you are married with no kids. Now imagine if and when kids are involved. So with children, that amount of hours per week that women do almost doubles, according to the National Science Foundation.
Not me questioning marriage.
I know. And I could go on and attest about this. We'll get into this further in the episode, but it is true. And it's really hard, especially when you are both working. It's common nowadays for both people to work in the relationship.
Yeah.
So you're both working a full-time job, and you're telling me that women still are working more in the house and men get to sit back and gain an hour of leisure time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear your perspective because you have been married.
I'm not really going to go into that.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, because I don't want it to be like a bashing episode.
Well, yeah, but like you can attest to the differences, I feel like. But you don't have to. But I think it is interesting because when gender roles were different and it was like the 50s and women were just housewives and not okay, very much don't worry, darling. That was their job, to be a housewife, and that is fully a job, you know? That's a lot of work. But now that most relationships have 2 people working, how do you distribute that? You know, like when it's instilled in us as a patriarchal society that women do the housework, the cooking, the cleaning. How do we get over that? Because it's probably not even intentional most times.
I love that you bring that up. We're going to touch on it later.
Okay.
Also, I just realized this plant is blocking half of your face.
I know. It's
kind of in the way.
It's really out there, but it's okay. We're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp.
It's 2023, and it's time to really prioritize our mental health this year. No matter where you are in life, everyone can benefit from therapy. Whether you need to work through trauma or just need a safe person to talk to, BetterHelp is here for you.
BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy service. Get matched with a professional licensed therapist in your state who you can trust.
BetterHelp has options to communicate with your therapist via chat, email, or video, and you can message them at any time to get help.
BetterHelp is giving our listeners 10% off if you sign up using the link in our show notes.
If you're struggling with depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, grief, or just need someone to talk to, try BetterHelp today by clicking the link in our show notes or go to betterhelp.com/RTAFpod to get 10% off today. Okay, let's put this into perspective. So think of working moms. Also, can we just talk about that term? Come on.
Yeah.
It's outdated. It is. But for the sake of this episode, let's talk about working mothers. So a mom works a standard 9 to 5, 40 hours per week at her outside the home job. She then works an additional 7 hours on average when she gets married, so 47 hours per week. And then she has kids, and that number almost doubles, making the number of hours she works per week between 53 and 55 on average, give or take, because that's an average number. Meanwhile, her husband is losing an hour of work each week. And if we're thinking stereotypically, it's probably more than 1 hour, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So husband ends up working, let's just say 39 hours per week, while wife, is working 50 plus hours per week.
Wow. I like how you said, like, included, like, working outside of the home and working inside of the home, because it is.
That's something that I've tried to be intentional about because, as you mentioned, it's a full-time job. Being a mom is a full-time job. Have you seen all of the TikToks about women saying, ladies, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, props to you, respect that. Everyone deserves to choose that. But you and your partner, traditionally, you and your husband should sit down and discuss a compensation plan. Well, you deserve to be paid.
That's what Laura said in our episode.
Yes, you deserve to have your own money, and you are working. You're running the house that he lives at. So, interesting thought.
Right, and if that was the dynamic you guys decided on, if you weren't in the home, taking care of the kids, making dinner, cleaning, then you guys wouldn't have a successful life. Like, he wouldn't be able to make this money and, provide the house.
Exactly.
Like, it's equal. Like, they're both doing equal work. Well, okay, women are doing more, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you deserve to be compensated for this stuff you are doing as
you're both
a
contributing in different ways.
Right.
Definitely.
You really helped me find my sentence.
I did. That's why we both do.
Yes.
In the TikTok, she talks about some of the possible reasons for this.
Patriarchy.
To sum up, yeah.
Yeah.
Husbands and wives have different societal expectations. Women are often expected to cook, clean, run errands, basically manage the house. So if we think about traditional gender roles, growing up, girls are more expected to help with the housework while boys aren't, simply put. We didn't grow up with that dynamic, so it's kind of hard to imagine that.
We were out there mowing the lawn.
Yes, because yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like in families, even portrayed in movies and mainstream media, it's obvious that girls are treated differently growing up.
Yeah.
And
we even look at, like, from a very young age, like, the toys that kids play with. And not that there's anything wrong with it, but, like, we see, like, the little girls playing with baby dolls and having fake kitchens and, like,
shopping carts.
Yeah, which are fun things.
I was obsessed with that.
Not even the freaking little stroller. Or, like,
so fun.
The fake popping vacuum.
Yes.
Yeah, like, that's fun. But, like, the boys are, like, playing with trucks. So, like, it's just instilled in us from a young age.
Yes, we internalize all that. It becomes a cycle where boys grow up in a home where mom does all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the laundry, the errands, the childcare. And then they grow up with that example. That's all they know. And they carry that over into their marriages. Now, we're talking very stereotypical. Okay, this is not the case for everybody, but there's a reason it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
Boys are not expected to do much. Meanwhile, girls are.
Yeah.
Girls have much more expectations placed on them. They're raised watching their moms do a majority, if not all, of the housework and internalize those messages that they're supposed to do that in their future homes and relationships and marriages as well.
Yeah. It's a very tricky thing to navigate because, okay, I think about, like, there are days when I'm like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and be a housewife. Because, like, I love, like, every day, like, I organize the apartment, I clean the space, and, like,
But that's all for you.
Right. And so that's why I'm like, I love doing that. But then I'm like, literally other times I'm like, ew, I will not be doing all of the cooking and all of the cleaning. But then other times I'm like, I would love that, you know?
I don't even want to plan dinner.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know that's where it is. I'm like, I could be a housewife, but not including dinner. We need a chef. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or like I've told Kendrick before, like you can do the cooking and I will do the cleaning for dinner. Like I don't want to cook.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I totally zoned out. Say it again.
I've told Kendrick, you can do the cooking, you can cook dinner, I will clean.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you know? Like
yeah, but that's like a more modern, progressive relationship. Exactly. We're talking about traditional.
No, I know, but I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was just being
No, I agree, though. I will clean everything if you cook.
Before I cook dinner.
Yeah.
Please. That's why
Take that burden off.
That's literally why me and you have 2 different meals that we eat.
We rotate.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I keep saying, have you seen that TikTok? But have you seen that TikTok? Okay, do you know who what's her last name?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about. Her daughter's name is MJ. This TikTok of her went viral where it was like when she was with her husband.
Yeah.
And he's like, why didn't you do this? And she's in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I'm sorry. I've done the cleaning. I've done the cooking. I've taken care of MJ. Whoa, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But
I've done all the errands. I've done this and this and this. And you're asking for this? And he's like, sorry. And then all the comments, you can tell, like, all the girls are like, yeah, this has been building up, or like, it's obvious what their relationship is like. Mm-hmm. That's what it's making me think of, because women are just expected to do all of this stuff. And it's like, all of this stuff just goes unnoticed. Did her husband ever care? Did he even acknowledge? He didn't truly apologize. He didn't say, let's work on this together.
Well, we don't know.
No, but you know he didn't.
Okay.
And they're divorced now, so.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, but I love her. And, I have seen that.
Yeah, it just makes me sad because that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows how much more work women are doing traditionally. So another possible reason, like another explanation why boys and men sometimes do not know how to do basic household tasks is because they were raised with a mom who's doing everything for them. Mm-hmm. And this just creates a cycle where they have low expectations.
Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok about this girl talking, and she was saying, like, we have the biggest reaction to guys doing the simplest things. Like, oh, he went grocery shopping. He organized the fridge. He did this, right?
Yeah.
And it just kind of shows that that's normal for us girls and for women. But when a guy does it, or like even when he just keeps his place tidy, like that's a green flag. Come on. That should be a standard bar.
Mm-hmm. I know. The first time I went over to Kendrick's apartment, he had like nice products, and like his apartment was really clean and tidy, and he had like, it was like homey. Like he had some like space art on the wall because he's a little space boy. And he had like a coffee table, and he had a shrimp tank, and like oh my gosh, what? I know, it's really random. But like it was like homey, and I was like, wow. And we actually talked about this recently. I think it was like the other day. He was like, was that a green flag? And I was like, yeah, that was such a green flag. But it's like, wait.
You're just like making your own space and keeping it clean.
Yeah, like that's a given. But like if you were to walk into a girl's apartment and it wasn't like that, it would be like,
ew, what are you guys doing? You're so lazy.
Yeah, but if it was a guy, it would be like, oh, he's just a guy.
Right. Exactly. It's such a double standard.
Just a man.
I saw that song live, by the way.
Slay.
Subtle flex. Yeah, I empathize with you on that because my boyfriend keeps his place tidy too. And like every time he adds wall art and stuff, I'm like, oh, it's actually so cute. But like,
come on.
He's just doing what we do.
He's just doing what, I mean, look at our entire apartment. Are we being like, that's so cute? No.
Right. It's just part of what you do. Like you want to make the space your own. So sad.
Right.
Is part of this on us as girls?
No, it was like I was saying, it's just the internalized patriarchy. And
really
so talking about it brings recognition to it. And it's like, oh, and that's how you break down the patriarchal standards in society.
Yeah. It should be an expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that really well.
You did. The last thing I want to say about this is how many times do we hear women refer to their husbands as another kid?
Ew.
It's like, oh yeah, I have 4 kids. Oh, and the dog and the husband. It's like, okay, love yourself a little more.
Right. Like, no.
We're ending that language.
Yeah, we need to have equal. If you're referring to your husband as another child,
you need to rethink.
I'm sorry, but yeah, start with seeing a therapist and try and work on those things, because that is not fair to you.
It's really not.
Mm-mm.
It's not. We need to give some more praise to women for all that we do. Cue Roderick saying, I'm sorry, women.
I'm sorry, women. It's true.
King. Anyway, so let us know your thoughts on this topic, because if you've lived with a man, or if you were raised in a household where your mom did everything, you know exactly what we're talking about. I think it's important when you're in a long-term relationship to first have those conversations of what you would want a partnership to look like. Whether you're living together, whether you're married, have that conversation before you take that step.
Yeah.
It's really important so that expectations aren't let down, so that you're on the same page.
Yeah, because if you never talk about it and then you have different expectations, then it's like
you're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you get married.
And those things are fundamental. So like if you get married and then all of a sudden your husband is like expecting like a very traditional household and that's not how you wanted it, that's rough. But like that's kind of on you guys, because you got to talk about it.
You have to. Totally.
So if you need some help facilitating those conversations, you can use our code for BetterHelp and get online therapy with you and your future partner before you get married.
Use BetterHelp, you guys.
Use BetterHelp.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They will help you work through all of that.
Yeah. Just a plug for our sponsor, got to support them. But that was very, very interesting.
I know, because we never think about that, right?
Mm-mm.
Until you're in the thick of it and you're like, oh, this freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for putting that together, because that was very interesting. Different topic. Like, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And yeah. To end off, like Ken's was saying, quoting Roderick, I'm sorry, women, for all you've been through.
We're going to close today's episode, close today's discussion about this topic. We will be back next week. In the meantime, check out our show notes.
Engage with us on the Spotify poll so you can be part of the discussion.
Absolutely. And follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter, you guys. It's a quick reminder to listen to the episode. You get to be part of the community. And with that being said, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.